All right, family. We black again. You already know we got that fire. We got some situation over there in Australia with our black folk over there. You feel what I'm saying? Who got in, a situation where, young child come up missing and ended up unalived and family over there went ape. Family went ape over there. You feel what I'm saying? And we're gonna touch on this. And before we get started, make sure you get over there to Patreon. Click the link at the top of the chat, family. It's there for you to click. Get over there. We got evidence of the modern troglodyte. If you got the ptosis, you understand this might hurt your heart, but you need to see this information because it'll most definitely wake you up out your sleep. You see what I'm saying? If you need to be woke up, you will get woke up. So click that link and get over there. Over 600 exclusive live streams, family. Yeah, this is a very serious situation. And people say, well, Seti, is everybody black, our folk? Listen to when I tell you, when I went to do research on Australia, you know they over there on Malcolm X. Do you know they over there on the Black Panthers? Do you know they over there pumping their black fists talking about black power? You didn't know that, did you? Yeah, they identify with black Americans just like I'm telling you about the culture. You know what I'm saying? When we talk, they look over here to a lot of our greats, and they are icons even over there in Australia. Believe it. Malcolm X got power. Garvey got power. You understand? They got the red, black, and green over there in Australia. Did you know that? Oh, you didn't know that, did you? Yeah, so you got I'll say African Australian because they didn't went that way. People will say, "Oh, they not African." Yeah, a lot of them don't, but you got a lot of them that do connect. Everybody ain't gonna connect because the people's is, but when it come to those that's trying to make a revolutionary change over there, you see what I'm saying? A lot of them over there do connect with other revolutionary movements from our people around the world. You see what I'm saying? But this crazy nigga here, just like the other nigga over there in Louisiana, Shreveport, killed seven babies. Eight, was it seven or eight babies? His own babies. Man, you're gonna have to start. It's gonna have to be capital punishment. I mean, it's gonna have to be, you're gonna have to set motherfuckers on fire. Straight up. It ain't no easy way out. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to, it's gonna have to be a slow uh ending, you see, for a lot of these cats. And painful. You do something like that, you kill a baby, man, it got to be a painful ending. And it got to be long. So when people know you felt it, you know what I'm saying? And that, that's the way you gonna have to do that. But we got video, man. It's a sad situation. Little baby, that they didn't, this ignorant motherfucker didn't murdered, unalived. Sad situation. All over. It didn't get, it's just out of control, man. And that's because a lot of these motherfuckers, even over there, then been punked by these Neanderthals, and niggas ain't got no nuts. They won't step up to the powers that be. When PE said we got to fight the power. You understand? Not you can't go fight you got to fight the power. You understand? Fight the powers that be. You go and find the weak nigga to fight. Somebody ain't gonna even fight you back because you weak. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, family, let's tap into this video and see what is going on over there in Australia. Man, they wasn't playing. They wanted that man. They started riots.
Indigenous communities face off with police outside a hospital in Alice Springs. Inside, the suspect in a case that has shocked and transfixed the country, the abduction and murder of a 5-year-old girl.
We are so angry. The innocent little baby. So vulnerable. Yet they're protecting him.
Yes.
For what he's done. Come on, let us have it.
Police said 47-year-old
You hear
Jefferson
that?
Lewis, recently released from prison and who'd last been
She wasn't playing. She say, "Let us have them." You see what I'm saying? They about to, yeah, you feel me? They about to, they whooped his ass too. They was the one that put him in the hospital. They put him in the hospital. I'm gonna bring it back, fam. Let me bring it back.
Hundreds of people from Australia's Indigenous communities face off with police outside a hospital in Alice Springs. Inside, the suspect in a case that has shocked and transfixed the country, the abduction and murder of a 5-year-old girl.
We are so angry. The innocent little baby. So vulnerable. Yet they're protecting him. Yes. For what he's done. Come on, let us have it.
Police said 47-year-old Jefferson Lewis, recently released from prison and who'd last been seen holding hands with the girl, presented himself at a nearby town camp where he was beaten in a practice of communal justice known as payback. Police intervened and took him first for treatment at hospital.
Looked like they was
Criminal
whooping
justice
him right there.
known
If you
as
can see
payback.
that person back there,
Police
they
intervened.
had something
where
in
he
their
was beaten
damn
in a-
hand. You can
Lewis,
see him
recently
back there.
released from prison and who'd last been seen holding hands with the girl, presented himself at a nearby town camp where he was
Yeah,
beaten in a
he
practice of
whooping
communal
his ass
justice
then.
known as payback. Police intervened and took him first for treatment at hospital and then 800 miles away to Darwin for his own safety.
We called out all the resources we had available to quell that violent disturbance. And just let me say that the behaviour that we saw last night cannot be explained away, excused or accepted.
Police have also praised the community cohesion shown during a 5-day search for the missing girl. Such are the cultural sensitivities around death in Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island communities. Media coverage has included warnings about references to someone who's died. The girl's family have given permission for this photograph to be aired, asking that she be referred to as Kumanjai Little Baby.
What took place yesterday was a incident of anger that turned into violence, that had no thinking about the consequence. And somehow we need to let the family mourn, not create more sadness and angst in our minds and our souls.
Kumanjai is often used for months after someone's death, the belief that using a person's actual name can hinder their spirit from moving on. As for the girl's alleged killer, community elders now calling for justice to take its course.
Wow. Yeah, that again, just the vulnerable. That just show you, man. You when all this shit is going on, man. Motherfuckers, manhood is in the is non-existent. Yeah, you got brothers out here, but we talking about the universal brotherhood, manhood, non-existent. You see, because the first thing you're gonna do is look at your children and say, why are they killing each other? Why are we letting these ignorant niggas? You supposed to been when through the rites of passage, you breed these types out. You know what I'm saying? Through the rites of passage, you get the chance to see the character and the personalities of the young men. You know what I'm saying? And educate them and breed certain things that you see in early. This motherfucker been sick for a long time. He looks sick. You know what I'm saying? He looks sick, man. And I don't know if he was related to the girl or not. They said, seeing holding her hand and shit. Well, what? I'm trying to figure out, was he related to her? Because they kind of look alike. I'm not trying to say that, but they kind of look alike. So, I mean, why would he be holding her hand if he didn't know who she was? You feel what I'm saying? I mean, shit, that's crazy. So I'm trying to figure out, was he related to her? How did he get access to her? You know, and that's why you got to choose, you got to be picky and choosy about who you let around your children. You know what I'm saying? That's just real talk. You got to be very picky and choosy who you let around your damn children, because you don't know what these niggas be thinking about. You don't. You know, You don't, and it's a lot of sickness out here, and so ain't no sense of rolling no damn dice and shit at all. When you don't have to, you can damn you can make a decision, early on whether motherfucker is the on, and some of them play the role, you know what I'm saying, and go crazy, at a later date, at a later time. So that's crazy, that somebody could turn into a monster, out of nowhere on you. But that's some crazy shit right there, just like the other. Hate to see it. I hate to see it when it's happening to the children. That's real. That's like the most fucked up shit in the world. You know what I'm saying? When your babies is vulnerable like that, man, and you I like how them Australian them brothers and sisters over there, they was stepping to they want that motherfucker. They had to take his ass 800 miles. Now, if we get that way about how they do our children and our sisters, then motherfuckers will think twice about doing some shit like that. And they say they was over there it looked like they was putting that bamboo stick on his ass. They probably was cracking bones and all kind of shit on his ass. You feel me? But hey, that's the justice you're gonna get, and you got to come like that. And they came as a community too. They wasn't playing no damn games. And that's how you got to do it. You can't go down there whining, oh, motherfucker, come your ass out here. We got to have him. We got to have him. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna stop this shit. They get to go up in the prison and shit and eat and live. And even though they in prison, they get a bed and shit. No, 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 no. That's too easy. Hopefully I'm gonna stay on it. Hopefully they give him the death penalty. He's got to get the death penalty. I don't know if Australia got. I'm quite sure they do. You know what I'm saying? But he deserved the death penalty. But anyway, family, appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all get over to the Patreon. Click the link at the top of the chat, and I'll be black. Black power.